You're alright there, folks. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Always a pleasure to see you. Back in business today in Rotterdam and Dallas. Two new tournaments for us. I'm going to be touching on them in a sec. There's only a few games in each. It is the first day of the first round. The order of play for Dallas has only just filtered through, so we're just going to fly through them really quick. Like the video for me, if you would. Get yourself subscribed. I think we're about 10 away from 500, so who's it going to be? Do me the favour, do yourself the favour. If you want to support the channel, links in the description and the pinned comment. Look, first things first, I just want to say massive round of applause to Alexander Kovacevic. I had him plus the 3.5 in the final. You are not going to find me complaining about him losing that game. Not at all. He got 3 on the bounce for us. Well, for me anyway. I didn't expect him to play nowhere near as well as he did. Fantastic. Considering that was his first final, he was that close, wasn't he? He was that close. He let that first set get away from him just a little bit too much for that 3.5. So no shame there, no shame. And I can't mention that without mentioning how good Felix Auger-Aliassime played. Once again, that forehand was deadly, wasn't it? Fair play to him. That's 2 titles in January. 2 titles for Felix, eh? Maybe it's time to accept these back. I don't know. But anyway, we'll get into these. We'll start off in Rotterdam, and it seems they're the first games. So we've only got 4. Should be quick. The first one off is probably the most difficult. It's Hubert Hurkacz, Flavio Cobolli. Getting Hubert Hurkacz around 1.3 head to head is 2-0 to the Pole. Never really does that good in Rotterdam, Hubie, does he? If we're being honest, you've got to think he'll be really, really desperate to get past the second. Is it the second round? I'm sure he always. It's either the first or the second. I did read it before. I've completely forgot. Yeah. He always gets knocked out in the second round every time. Food for thought. Flavio Cobolli. It's probably easy to talk about Flavio Cobolli now, and he's still just not. He's still not with it. Yet to win a game all season, and I'm starting to feel bad now because every time I mention him, I'm not really talking about how good he is. We're just talking about how offbeat he's been. Going back to that United Cup when he got drilled by Mahatch, as I mentioned in a previous video, there's no shame in that. I feel like Flavio Cobolli stands no chance against Thomas Mahatch. On his day anyway. He weren't that good against Luca Nardi, obviously injured. Weren't too good against Echeverri. Won a set, but still probably should have beat him. He ended up getting beat. And then more disappointment against De Jong. Although we called De Jong would take at least a set or the points or whatever. It's getting pretty easy, and I've seen no improvement in his last few games. I'm not too sure what's up with him. Hubert Hurkacz. Forget them United Cup games, he beat Talon Griekspoor in the first round of the Australian Open. Now that is just a 50-50 game. It really is. Before that match, the head-to-head was 2 apiece in that spot. Without me telling you that, you'd probably just look at the game and go, yeah, that's anyone's on the day, innit? It really is. But then just remember, we all gathered round to watch him play Kekmanovic, and he was so bad. He was so bad against Kekmanovic in the Australian Open. Didn't come close to breaking him or even taking a set. It was piss poor. Really poor from Hubert Hurkacz. Very, very concerning. And I've got some questions regarding the improvement of Hubert Hurkacz since then. I know I've just mentioned he tends to struggle over here in Rotterdam. It is indoor hard court, so you would definitely give him the edge against an opponent like Flavio Cobolli, bigger, stronger. But if I am remembering correctly, these courts ain't exactly the quickest of indoor hard courts, so maybe that factors into why he's been rather unsuccessful in the past. I'm not too sure. When you strip it all apart, it boils down to this, doesn't it? Both of them are out of form. we've seen slightly more, 1-1 from Hubie, but I wouldn't read too much into that Greek sport win. I really wouldn't. Flavio Caboli hasn't even come close to winning a game. I couldn't trust Hubert Hurkacz at 1.35 at this current point in time. But with that being said, there is no chance on earth I would put a single penny on Flavio Caboli. Even if it did, you just can't do it. You can't do it, not yet. You've sort of left with no choice. You're being forced to take Hubert Hurkacz, in my opinion. I don't like it, so he should be winning. We'll see what Hubie turns up. Next one, odds are the exact same for this. We've got Stefanos Tsitsipas and Harold Mayo. Now, I might be wrong, but the way I'm feeling right now, I am more confident in Tsitsipas winning this game than I am with Hubert Hurkacz winning this game. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Although I'm pretty sure Tsitsipas has come into this as a wild card. Is that correct? Let me just consult me notes that I read like 10 hours ago, and I should have recorded it. Yeah. Wild card for the main draw. That's weird, isn't it? That seems strange. That does seem strange. But funnily enough, he does tend to do well in this tournament. I'm pretty sure he made the final last year. I fancy him to make a... Yeah, I'm just going to say I do fancy him to make a deep run. I always do. I know he hasn't been that great. He got, quite frankly, dealt with by Alex Michelsen in the Australian Open, but that's all we've seen of him so far. Harold Mayo, straight sets in both his games in qualifying. One against someone that I don't even know, and the other one against Mikhail Kukushkin. I say every time about Stefanos Tsitsipas, we know he's not exactly a hard court specialist. Like that's rather apparent. The slower the conditions, the more in favour it is for him. It's the more in his favour it is, rather. I've just said it about Hubie. These courts ain't exactly the quickest. They're really not. You've got to expect Tsitsipas to at least get one bounce back here. You can get beat by Alex Michelsen in his first game. You can, because Michelsen was good. He beat Kachanov too. But if you get beat in the first round of Rotterdam, coming in as a wild card by a fucking qualifier, it's not looking good. But it's really not. Surely that's not going to happen to Tsitsipas there. I can't see it. He's not exactly known for his indoor tennis either, but one thing I've noticed about Harold Mayo is his serve isn't exactly the best. It's not exactly this big booming serve. I feel like Tsitsipas will be able to deal with that. Not easily, but it should be a relatively routine win for the Greek, in my opinion. Let me know what you're doing on that. I probably wouldn't be going 1.35. Actually, I don't see why not. Don't read too much into it. Harold Mayo isn't Alex Michelsen. He's really not. This is the bounce back spot for Tsitsipas. It's a parlay piece, if anything. We'll move on to Stan Wawrinka, Daniel Medvedev. Fucking hell. Oh my god, head to head is 3-2 to Daniel Medvedev. Haven't played each other for a few years. I'm 99.9% certain Daniel Medvedev wins this game. I don't even need to talk about it, do I? But I'll tell you this. He's 1.14 as a favourite. And after the way he played in the Australian Open, there is no way I would be going anywhere near Daniel Medvedev at that price. He does win it. I'd expect him to cover the spread. I expect nothing less, but Medvedev seems to be in a weird spot. I thought it was just towards the end of the season he sort of just give up, and he seemed to have an attitude of, go on, we'll go again next year. Probably shouldn't have got beat by Lena Tien, I know Lena Tien played really good in the Australian Open, but it still stands. Medvedev shouldn't have been beat by him. And he went 5 sets with some other kid before that, the one from fucking the Philippines, so Stan Wawrinka hasn't won a game since October last year. Beaten straight sets by Kazo, took a set off Sonego in the Australian Open, and then you're going back to Belgrade in November. Laszlo Djere beats him. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not. It really does look like the end is nigh for Arslan. So yeah, like I said, it's Medvedev, innit? It's definitely Medvedev, probably in straight sets. I wouldn't be touching him just on the money line there. Absolutely not. And if I'm not touching that one, I can't be touching this because Matteo Bellucci is 1.07. 1.07? Ah. Then my Kovacevic was me Kovacevic gang. We took him against Bellucci, didn't we? Fucking get in. Although Matteo Bellucci is a decent player, strong, good lefty, decent on the hard court. He's playing a lad here who is ranked 855 in the world. A young lad by the name of Mies Rockgering. He sounds like a fucking Dark Souls boss, doesn't he? Yeah. This is going to be a wild card from the Dutch lad, innit? Yeah, he doesn't stand a chance. This is his first ever game on the ATP Tour as well, so we'll see how it goes. It's usually going to go how the majority of them go when you come up against someone who, well, is now in the top 100. We can say that about Bellucci now, so I imagine it's going to be straight sets. Simple as that, 1-2 and done. I'd expect nothing less. Although, I know nothing about. I'm not saying his name, I know nothing about the other kid, but yeah, be interesting to see what he's about. It really would. So that wraps us up in Holland, and then flying through these ones in Dallas. What have we got? It's just updated right before. Oh, these are dump. Oh, these are dumb. Oh, you know what? It's alright. It's the first round. We just chill anyway, don't we? We're not going to be going crazy on these. I don't think I've got anything official, but first off, according to the ATP website in Dallas, let me just get rid of that, is Brandon Holt in Guile. It's got to be Guile, hasn't it? I don't know. These Americans do play a lot better over in the States. We'll give them that, but Davidovich Fokina can be a tricky opponent, especially in the best of three. A lot more experienced in this spot. I'd have to go with him. Matteo Arnaldi, Chris Eubanks. I don't know. Chris Eubanks has been qualifying in that, and he did get beat by Rublev, but there's no shame in that. I'd say if you're him, this could be a tough one. It really could. I'm not too sure. Matteo Arnaldi, I've barely seen anything of him. And what I have seen him, he got beat by Massetti, didn't he? Was that the last time we seen him? Yeah, in the Australian Open. No. Like I said then, these are a bit dump. I was expecting better ones in the first day, but it's alright. Francis Tiafoe is going to beat Taro Daniel. No doubt about that. He's like 1.3, is that? That's nuts if that's real. Yeah, 1.3, 1.25, roundabout for Big Foe there. Straight sets. No doubt about it. Ethan Quinn and I was going to say Zachary's father then. Is that his brother? Trevor? Trev? No idea. I've never seen Trevor's father play. He is a wild card. Ethan Quinn qualified for this. Probably gave the edge to Ethan Quinn. And then we've got Dinky and Manarino. That's the grandstand game to finish us off in Dallas. Dinky and Manarino. Hijikata will beat Adrian Manarino. I don't know what the odds are because they're not showing up, but it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. You'll know what to do. There may be one more. There's a blank spot there, so there'll be another game announced. So I don't know what it is, but like I said at the start, not the best slate. But we'll wait till tomorrow. Don't worry about it. We'll see what happens in it. Let me know what you're going for. Any bets, all that stuff. The streak starts again today, folks. Unfortunately, couldn't get it to 4, but I say 3 in a row. Alexander Kovacevic, I can afford one loss with him when he's just helped me get 3. We'll start again today, maybe. I don't know. Maybe not today, but most definitely tomorrow. Sound. I'll be saying goodnight to you then, folks. I apologise for the late upload. Appreciate everyone who's subscribed the past few days, and obviously everyone who has just subscribed in general. Means a lot to me. Stay involved. Right then, take it easy. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Hope you all get that cash today. Enjoy the tennis, and I'll see you tomorrow.